Good morning, everybody, or perhaps even good afternoon, and it's a joy to be with you this afternoon. I'm so sorry I'm not there in real person, in a real space. Isn't it great for all of us to be getting back to those kinds of meetings? But I'm tied to a meeting in London that I just couldn't move. But as I say, it's a real joy to be with you, in particular, because we're so looking forward to welcoming you here to the Thames Estuary in November. So my name's Kate Willard. After originally training as an actress randomly, I have had quite a long career in logistics, particularly with kind of freight, but latterly with airports and kind of freight cargo with airports. So hopefully enough in common with all of you experts in the room for there to be kind of resonance between what we're trying to do here on the estuary and the kinds of things that you guys are on with. So the Thames Estuary, what is it? So in terms of geography, if you stand on top of St Paul's Cathedral in the city and look east, we basically run out to Southend on the South Essex coast and out onto Margate on the Kent coast. So if you think about that cone that comes out from London with the estuary, the lifeblood running through it, we take in basically the land above that, the land below that, and East London. So that's the patch. It's about 1,000 square miles, about 4 million people. And the first thing that I think I want to say about our patch, which is backed by the UK government as a coherent economic geography, a place that makes sense as an area for real growth and real growth potential, is that we have a multiplicity, I think, of opportunities. Many of our opportunities built around that symbiotic relationship between the water and the land, but really a multiplicity of opportunities to drive investment and to drive growth. So I'm chair of the Thames Estuary Growth Board, and the government appointed Thames Estuary Envoy. When I was appointed as the envoy, I remember thinking, what a strange job title. And I wondered if I'd have to go around Europe with a little velvet cushion with messages on it or something, but apparently not. Basically, what it means is that I'm the government appointed ambassador for the estuary. So speaking to you today, but speaking internationally as well as nationally on behalf of the Thames Estuary, and as such, responsible to the Thames Estuary and those great businesses around it. We're a private sector led board working in partnership with the public sector, and there are two filters for anything that we do here in the estuary. One is, as a growth board, we do things just that add value at an estuary-wide level. So we don't get involved in the smaller projects or those which are effectively national. We're careful to add value at an estuary-wide level. That doesn't mean every project crosses the whole estuary, but it does mean anything we work on adds value at that estuary level. And the second filter for things that we do is that we don't do what other people should be doing or are doing. As I'm sure you all well know, it's very irritating, isn't it, when other people start trying to do what's your job. It's also a waste of everybody's time. So we do what others don't do, and we add value at an estuary-wide level. And we do it in three different ways. So we advocate, we convene, and we invest. So by advocating, that means championing projects, champion initiatives. And in particular, I think this is an increasing strength of ours, we help get things unstuck. There was a very large logistics provider who had a very, very significant investment on the estuary. It was all going well, so we didn't need to be involved. It was someone else's job. And it got stuck. And we were able, through our contacts with government and with other stakeholders, to get something which had got very stuck, unblocked within a 24-hour period, and which secured that investment to the estuary. So I think in terms of advocating, helping get stuff unstuck, getting stuff done, and you'll see me return to that get stuff done, because that's definitely what we do as a growth board. We get stuff done. Excuse me, there's a police car, something going behind me, so I'm just going to let that go. The second thing is we convene. And by that, it's around bringing people together. I'll give you a really good example of that. We know that we need to develop a hydrogen ecosystem around the estuary. As part of that, looking at getting hydrogen-powered vessels on the River Thames. At the moment, and some of you will be aware of this, there are no regulations or processes to safely manage hydrogen on water. The Health and Safety Executive don't have it, the Maritime Coast Guard Agency don't have it. Because it's a new fuel/source of power, those regulations for putting hydrogen on water don't exist. So we're going to convene the group of people, including the Port of London Authority, Maritime, Coast Guards, Health and Safety, bring them together to develop the framework for managing hydrogen safely on water to enable us to do it. So in that sense, we're probably doing two things, convening and unblocking something where there was a slight challenge. and investing. And this is our real drive. We are a growth board, and I am unashamedly about investing in the Thames Estuary. Importantly, our starting point for investment, whilst I'm government appointed, is the private sector. So working with investors to make sure that they spot the opportunity and that then they come and work with us, hopefully great people to work with, that will help them invest successfully in the estuary. So we're all about adding value. We're all about growth. We're all about private sector leadership, but by being backed by government. And key, we're about getting stuff done. I can promise right now, I'm never going to send any of you huge dossiers of paper and say, read this, it's very interesting. But what I might send you is a link to a new investment we've announced, a link to a new project that we've helped unblock. So we're really, really so excited about meeting you guys in November. We think we can do business with you. We're so excited about showing you what's going on in the estuary. And I'm personally really looking forward to meeting all of you. And hopefully, I'm guessing you guys had a dinner last night, welcoming you to dinner in the estuary as well. It's a joy to be with you. Have a fantastic rest of your afternoon. This is Kate Willard, Chair of the Thames Estuary Growth Board and Thames Estuary Appointed Envoy, signing off. Look forward to seeing you soon, guys. Cheers.